Hey, this is Maz from Stormfront Freaks. Guess what? We had to bring him back. No?
Oh, yeah. No, we brought him back, Maz. Tell us all about it.
We brought him back. Tell us, Maz.
Okay,
okay. You're on. Go.
Hey, we had to bring him back. In the studio is our former hurricane hunter and now meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service at Louisville, John Gordon. Plus, we've got our hashtag Weather Fools all on Stormfront Freaks Live.
Going green. Greenwich. Saddle up. You got it, boss.
Hey, welcome to the most entertaining weather show. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks Live, brought to you by Windstorm Products. Now, they're the world's largest online distributor of hurricane hardware and shutter installation tools, and they offer a $5 flat rate shipping to all of our 50 states. Visit windstormproducts.com for one-stop hurricane hardware shop. Serena?
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, and thanks to all of our Patreon members. They're scrolling down here across the bottom of the screen. At some point, Phil's going to put them up and we're going to see them. We really appreciate that you guys support the show. So you can join our team as well and get access to our exclusive Facebook group, which is pretty awesome if I don't say so myself, with over 50 of the past guests that are on there as well. We have a number of tiers, including some with exclusive merchandise. So you can help support the show for as little as $5 a month. So find out more details at stormfrontfreaks.com. Look at all those. Look at all those Patreons down there, man.
That's awesome.
A lot.
Awesome.
That's a lot
Thanks,
of Patron.
I don't think it's pronounced that way, man.
Well, it gets us Patron, right? That's what we use it for. No,
it does segue nicely to, it's always happy hour here on the show, and it gives us a chance to introduce our co-host tonight by finding out what they're drinking. So, Serena Arnold, meteorologist and author, what are you drinking tonight?
I came back with a weather beer. Back. Wow, we're back. I'm all of a sudden from Wisconsin. Don't ask me what's going on there. Yeah, I'm back with my weather beer. I found one called Thunder Funk.
Ooh, I like
right?
That.
Like
you find the best ones.
I know, and it's an India Pale Ale, so I'm kind of excited about that. But it's called Thunder Funk.
How many weather beers are there out there, and where do you find them? Because when I go to the store, I see nothing. Like there's not even like the hint of a weather themed beer at the stores I'm going to.
Brady, 7-Eleven does not have weather beers.
Man, if you're going to your local Circle K, you're going to the wrong place.
That's what I got, Mass.
All right, Brady Harris, meteorologist. What are you drinking, sir? Patron.
This is not Patron, but I don't really know if you count this as a weather beer, but it's Son of Sona, and it's got a really weird picture of someone with the sun in the background. I think it's a fall beer, but I don't even know what kind of beer it is. So I'm just drinking it, and I think my brother gave it to me. So I think it might have expired a year ago. So we'll see if I die by the end of the show.
Hey, beer never expires, man.
I know.
It's always good. It's always good.
All right, so I started at 8:00, and this is my second. It was full of ice and vodka and Sprite, which brings out the wonderful lemon and lime flavors when you add them all together. This is the second one, so I don't know. We're gonna see what's kind of happening here, but hey, we've got Phil, who is. Everything's gone from this. The ice, the Vescence, everything. I'm just saying. Phil is running in the green room with stuff, but Phil, take a second. Tell us what you're drinking for tonight.
It's October, and I am drinking Leinie's Oktoberfest from Wisconsin. So yeah, good stuff.
Nice.
Wow. It seems too early, but it's not.
Nice. Now, this is my favorite time of year for beer, like the pumpkin stuff, the Oktoberfest, those, and then we get into winter and all the dark, and I hate that stuff, like the dark porters and
that's the same company that does summer shandy, so it's like pick a specialty. That's there. Correct. I think the summer shandy is pretty good though. So if the Oktoberfest is just as good, I'm gonna have to try it.
Excellent. Well, Serena, we got our guest back for tonight. Why don't you do us the honors?
I will, boy, and talk about the honors. This is one I definitely am honored with. So John Gordon has been an operational meteorologist for over 30 years. This guy's resume reads like what I would have outlined for myself when I was like 14 years old, by the way. Just listen to this. He retired from the U.S. Air Force after serving over 20 years, most of which he spent as a flight meteorologist for the U.S. Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunters. No big deal, based in Biloxi. He flew several major hurricanes, including Fran in 96, Brett in 99, Isabel in 2003, Francis in 2004, Ivan in 2004, and Katrina in 2005. Currently, John is the MIC, the meteorologist in charge of the National Weather Service office in Louisville. And wow, man, are you tired?
I'm very tired. This whole thing, I can't believe this happened. Good to be back, guys. It's so great to be back on Stormfront Freaks. Thanks for the wonderful intro.
Yeah, no, it's so good to have you back here. So, like I said, I mean, when I was young and I knew I wanted to be a meteorologist, I mean, seriously, like your resume reads like what I would have outlined for myself. I did a different path that would have you. Of all of that, can you get the biggest brag right out of the box right away? What was the coolest and best thing you did? Like,
I've been blessed. I mean, I'm as a stupid kid from Western New York, dork, and I worked my buns off. I didn't stab anyone in the back. I didn't brown nose anybody. And I wanted, when I was 6 years old, I'm very old. I saw Moses part the Red Sea. But anyway, when I was young, wow. Thanks, Phil. I saw on black and white TV a special on the Air Force Hurricane Hunters on black and white TV. I went through Agnes. Agnes hit my house in Western New York as a tropical depression, about 40 miles an hour, 15 inches of rain, boats sank. It was the coolest thing. And I wanted to do that at 6 years old, and I never changed my mind. So I worked my buns off. The coolest thing in my career, probably flying Katrina. Katrina was very angry. She was not happy. It was that time of the month, and she came ashore, and she was actually weakening as it came ashore, but the surge takes time to catch up with the wind field. So I came in at 906 millibars, I think, on the first pass.
Oh my gosh. And
then I think when I left, 7 hours later when I left, it was 918. So it was actually filling, but it takes time. And the last thing they asked me to do was go out to the southeast and how far the hurricane force winds went. They went 125 miles off. Wow. I knew they were screwed. People in Biloxi, if anyone's listening, was obsessed with Camille. Just obsessed. And they didn't want to leave because this was not as bad as Camille. And I'm like, no, the wind fields are worse. They're worse. They did not comprehend that. And a lot of people lost their lives, sadly.
Yeah.
John, how was that storm to fly through? Was it one of the bumpier rides? Was it, was there a lot of turbulence in Katrina?
That's a great question. The eye was not bad at all, but the east side was living hell. There were feeder bands and spiral bands, mesovortices, bookend, and the navigator, I hope he's not listening, he was not very strong on radar. They did weather avoidance. One of the reasons I'm lucky enough to get where I am today is radar. The Dopplers came at the right time in my career, and I got promoted because of radar abilities. I love working the radar, still do. I'm an old fart, but still love it. And but the east side, instead of your classic hooks, they were bookends, and the nav didn't seem to understand that. And I'm like, you need to avoid this one and this one and this one, and the pilot says, listen to him, which I was very blessed that night. There were some bad downdrafts on some of those cells on the east. I mean, I'm talking anywhere from 40 to 100 miles out on the east side.
Wow.
And that's why if you go back and look at Katrina, places like Pensacola, Mobile, Gulf Shores, well east got just obliterated. It wasn't the eye wall had collapsed on the west side, southwest side. It was open. But not good.
And two, I bet I'm sure the technology at the time was good, but we're almost 20 years since Katrina, about 18 years since it's made landfall. What did you guys have with technology wise compared to what they have today?
That's a great question. That was when we just converted from the H to the J's. So you guys will laugh on the H model C-130s. I mean, good Lord, air conditioning was hell. You wanted to lose weight, go in that plane. You could lose weight immediately. It was hotter than Hades in there. And then we got the J, we had air conditioning, and we had better power, better torque in the engines. We had a little microwave. I thought I was in first class on the Concorde.
Wow.
But the biggest thing, great question, Brady. The big question was we did not have the SFMR, the stepped frequency microwave radiometer, which they have now. The year I retired, they got it. It was $1 million for each airplane. That basically is a laser that shoots straight down into the foam. You put the salinity in that part of the world, what the sea salt content is, and you enter that in. It gives you, and there's this energy pulse that's there and gets you a wind. Not because the drop sonde, you always hear sondes in the water, sondes in the water. Well, that may be at 700 meters. That could be at 300 feet, whatever. It's not the water. Okay. That last reading does not come in, but the SFMR does. So I didn't have that night, but it didn't really matter. I was at 10,000 feet. I was getting 160 knots up at 10,000.
Wow.
Down at the surface, they weren't, but I'm telling you, it was, people don't realize how bad it is up there sometimes.
No kidding.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Mass.
I was just say, John, how much of that day do you remember? Like, do you remember like from the beginning when you got the assignment and we're getting on the plane? I mean, how much of that do you remember? Is it like, this is going to be a bad one, or, just another day? And then later you're like,
I came down. I flew the first one Friday night. It had just hit South Florida. Homestead, you might remember, it came in, and they were waiting for the turn. Stacy Stewart put out the best forecast that I've ever seen from NHC, ever. So that original forecast when I came down there was going to hit the bend. It's going to hit the Big Bend. And Stacy started seeing things in the data. And this, like you said, it's a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
He saw some things in the data and he swung that thing. He put it between Mobile and Biloxi. Normally they can't move it more than 1.5 degrees on each 6 hours.
Wow.
That was a hell of a forecast. Anyway, that night when I was flowing, that night it was all Southwest, and they were one pass. I made it a little more north, and they were freaking out, like, go back, make sure it's not a wobble. And it was a wobble. It went back. But a couple hours later, it started coming back to the northwest. And so then I knew I was in the hopper for Sunday night.
Jeez.
So all day Sunday, I'm like, this is going to be an ass kicking night. This is what I wanted to do my whole life. So suck it up, Buttercup. It was it was the time for it's game time, and we had a good crew, worked really well together, and I think we were in the storm 9 hours.
Oh my God, that was gonna be my next question. How long were you like on the? That is crazy. Oh my gosh, 9 hours of no air conditioning and getting 160-mile-an-hour winds in your face.
It's not that bad at altitude, but when you're low level, when you're starting engines and it's 91/80, that's not pleasant. It's not really one to go out to the prom with that night.
Yeah.
It's pretty unpleasant.
And no bathroom.
Oh yeah, they got that damn porta potty thing. The thought of that word just I'm busy. I bring a giant sub and I have one bite every pass. So you're in the eye about every hour and 45, 50 minutes. So you're really busy. So we do these cross legs. So these intercontinental headings. So let's see, I flew out of Houston that night. So I come out of Ellington, Houston. You come down. What did we do first? Yeah, we went southwest, northeast. So you're heading 045. So you're going 045. The nav sees it on the donut. If you can't find the donut, you need to be fired. I mean, you aim for the donut. I mean, literally, Dunkin' Donuts. See that Dunkin' Donuts? Go there. And so you're going there, and he or she tries to take the wind field that's fighting the heading, so you get a true track. And then based on the track, you move it left or right to get, because the center is not always in the center. That's a misconception. I've seen the darn thing is against the eye wall, which is not good, because you got to do a lot very quick. You got to get a sonde dropped. If you're going inbound, you got to drop it in where the max winds are. then get another one ready. The drop sign upper's got to get ready to get it in the eye when I tell them to, and then outbound just as you're going back into the max wind field. So you got to do 3 drops in a span of, well, it could be 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever that might be.
I mean, that's a lot, right? It's literally in pure chaos too.
There's a lot going on.
Flying through a hurricane, like how? That's
why we try to have a sterile cockpit. And when we get into the final,
right.
I don't care if you want to talk about your date, the Kansas City Chiefs or whatever, but when we're within 30 miles, the nav and me are talking. Who's going to?
Holy cow!
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on, and suddenly, drop release the SON, nav mark the spot, and the big thing is the SON data good? So sometimes now you guys can watch us. That didn't used to happen when I was around. Now you got all those. You can watch us. Why are they turning in the eye? Well, maybe there was an engine problem. Maybe the SON failed. I mean, you don't know, but everyone's on social media. They're idiots. You know, I'm like, you don't know what's going on, man.
No.
And and if the SON's good, then we go outbound, and I'm QCing voluminous amounts of data, a lot of data. You know, there's a program that's kind of nice someone wrote that takes the max temperature in the eye, outside the eye, the dew point depression, all kinds of stuff. And then you have to QC the bejeebers out of it. And the Hurricane Center, where is it? Where's the vortex? Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, how did you guys transmit that? Because back then that was right when, I mean, obviously the internet was around, but it was not where it was today. How did you guys transmit all that data? Like, did you do it live, like somehow?
Right. That's a good question. Yeah, back when I first started, we did all phone patches, which was living nightmares. But then we started getting SATCOM frequencies, and most of the time that worked pretty good. Now they have more dedicated lines, so they don't have the comms problems that I used to have.
Yeah.
I used to have, oh, good Lord, God Almighty. One night I flew a storm with almost no comms, SATCOM. I'm on top of the porta potty trying to fix the SATCOM switch. It wouldn't work. I was flying an Invest at night. There were oil rigs down there. I thought, I must be out of my mind. I've signed up for the wrong the job. But anyway, me and the nav found the damn thing. Hermione, like in 99. I couldn't believe I found it. I thought, I actually know what I'm doing a little bit sometimes. So that was pretty remarkable.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Two questions for you. You said that you do a pass, and how much data is associated with each pass? That's my first question.
So,
and then I'll tell you my second in a second.
Okay. So what you're doing is there's this great program that takes the 30-second data into 2 30-second packets and does 15 minutes of that. Automatically takes all the data that you have, all these sensors. You got a dynamic pressure probe on the top that gives you your wind speed and direction. You got an OAT gauge, outside air temperature. Believe it or not, you guys, this would blow your mind. This measured in ohms, okay, in thermistor, and then you convert it to Celsius. They have all this weird weather instrumentation that you get. So that automatic packet is the stuff that goes right into the models, right into the dang models. That stuff just keeps getting fed. So they're doing that the whole time while I'm making sure we're lined up on a good heading. Do I feel comfortable? Do we have a radar presentation? How much is the drift? All kinds of stuff discussing. There's a lot of strategy on the inbound. Outbound is much nicer to finish let me just finish that. You QC everything. You send out the vortex message, which you guys can see at the Hurricane Center. It's got A, B, C, D down to L or M, whatever it is. The last one is the med accuracy. And if you got a surface center within 5 miles of the flight level center. And then when you get to the turn point at the 105, you're in the cross leg. That's a time to take the headset off, get a quick bite, go to the bathroom. I do a lot of hamstring stretches. I'm 6'4", so the moose is always stretching.
Oh man,
I'm a hamstring. I'm like, God, I'm tight. I can't.
What's your go-to like hurricane meal there? I mean, you having like the heat stuff on the microwave?
It
was a big sub
because I can take a giant sub and I take a bite every 30 minutes.
That's my question. My second question was, how many passes does it actually take to finish your sub?
I'm a big eater, but we share our food. Everyone here, who wants Cheez-Its? Who wants this? Who wants that? Who wants this? You know, I don't know. We do 4 passes typically, but if it's closer to land, Katrina, I must have made 6 because
Wow.
it was so close. You couldn't go outbound. You were
Yeah.
outbound on the Northwest Quad, wasn't long, 40 miles, 30 miles, whatever. It actually hit, I think it hit, if I remember, someone's going to correct me, but I think it hit Louisville in southeast Louisiana, came back over the water, and then it hit right near Waveland. Everyone thinks New Orleans got hit. That's a bunch of baloney. It was Waveland. Waveland, Mississippi, on the state line of Louisiana, was ground zero. If you wanted to see the end of the earth, it was bad. Just like Michael.
Yeah.
It's the water. When you have a strong 3, 4, 5, especially 4, 5, and you see where that northeast eye wall was, it looks like brown death. There's no trees. It just looks like a nuclear bomb went off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so in 2005, I was fresh out of meteorology school, and I'm looking at Katrina, and I remember looking at sea surface temperatures and looking at the elevation of New Orleans. I know we're talking about, that wasn't ground zero, but I remember just this really bad feeling a few days before landfall. I remember it was like August, and I posted on Facebook, which was new then, this is a really bad thing. This is a below sea level area. This is a storm to not mess around with. I remember there was a lot of that feeling and concern too, more so than I had seen previously. Talk a little bit about, what you guys were noticing there on the ground. Like we said, it wasn't ground zero, but there were some things there.
Oh, that's a great question. Really good. I'll probably get in trouble for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it.
Oh, I like this.
I'm
all ears.
Max Mayfield was a director at the Hurricane Center, and he did an amazing job. I think he got an Emmy. I really do think he got an Emmy for his calm demeanor. He called that Sunday night, he called the governors of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and he called the mayor of New Orleans. Okay. He said he did everything he could possibly do to get their attention. And I woke up in Houston. I landed in Houston that morning at, I don't remember when it was, 6 or 7. All the morning TV shows came out. I did a few interviews out there. Pilots usually don't want to do it. You do it. I don't want any part of this. And so I did the interview, went to the hotel, and went to bed. Called my wife. I went to bed. I woke up. I could not believe what I saw in New Orleans. I was not happy. We were really upset that these school buses had been, they were underwater.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the bleep? What's wrong with you, man? And the governor, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? We risked our lives. The forecast was pretty darn good as it got closer and closer. Even back in 2005, Brady, forecast was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I know.
I could not believe the preparedness that I saw in New Orleans.
It's interesting because when we were in school back in the 80s, meaning me, the royal we.
Me too, buddy.
Severe storms class. Yeah, severe storms class, we studied that. And we were like, if they ever get hit by, a 5, this is going to be game over. And I remember waking up early that day and it hadn't, the levees haven't broken, nothing had happened yet. And they were like, well, looks like it really wasn't a very big deal here. And I remember watching that and going, how? And then it was like an hour later and they're like, oh, daylight's coming up and we're starting to see and it was, but I remember just like, if we knew back in the 80s, how are they not prepared for this?
All that money since there was 2 giant floods in the late 20s. I love weather history. I may wander on this show, but anyway, in the late 20s, there's some really amazing floods in the late. So they got all this money. They got money for years and years and years and years, and they didn't shore their levees. So when you get those strong easterly winds on levees, pushing on those levees, which no one will ever answer what they were built for. Clearly, they weren't built for a high 3. We can argue. We can tell you that. And look what happened. Not good. And can I say this real quick? There's a bunch of cities that are not prepared today
Oh yeah.
Okay. Not prepared. Okay.
You gonna call them out for us?
Jacksonville is not prepared. All right.
Mm.
They're not prepared. They can't get hit, they think. Well, maybe they will. Tampa, dear Jesus. 23. I mean, they did the loopity-loop in Elena in 85. You ever look at that track? That'll blow your mind. Pull that one up. And then you got Wilma came close. You had Charlie. Dear God, did Charlie. Someone must have been doing Hail Marys on steroids to save Charlie. Punta Gorda was not saved. They took a direct ambush. Very bad. And just recently, one of these days they're going to get it, and it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah. I've got family that lives down there, and that, between Ian and, the most recent hurricane that hit just north of there, they're like, hey, we're never going to get hit. It's just the thing. And now no one, people don't take it seriously. And Tampa is just really susceptible.
In 1989, you guys, me and Maz may know this, but in 1989, I met people, so I know this. In 89, on the island of St. Croix, they were having a giant hurricane party. Whole island was in this party mode, man. It was all out party hardy.
Big weather fools right there.
Because they believed they could not get hit.
Wow.
They had been hit in the 30s, had not been hit for 50 years. And Hugo came in there and beat the living bejeebers out of that island.
Yeah.
There were places on that island didn't have power for almost 2 years.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm just telling you, I forget what year it was. 18 something hit Hog Island in New York City. Cat 2.
I wasn't around then.
I wasn't around for that either, but yeah.
I don't think I was around then. I have to check.
Well, hey, we're going to take a little break here, but if you love Stormfront Freaks, there is a global community of thousands of weather enthusiasts you're going to want to join. The American Meteorological Society's Weather Band. At amsweatherband.org, you can connect with weather enthusiasts all over the world, as well as more than 10,000 members of the AMS. You can swap questions, data, stories with researchers, broadcasters, storm chasers, and a whole lot more. Join interactive weather webinars, test your trivia knowledge, enter storm chasing photos in the Weather Band photo contest, or attend the annual Jamposium. Weather Band is a place to nurture and share your love of weather. Get full membership for just $12 per year by going to amsweatherband.org. Hey, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Don't miss Vintage Stormfront Freaks.
This one here, we do have a few dents in the new Suburban, but my truck, that hood's a trophy.
You might as well put 2 GoPros on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So I'm like, I'm going to drive this thing into a tornado, and then they all start laughing.
Good. You'll be the only sober one by the end of the night.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, welcome back. I got some problems here with my computer. There we go. Hey, welcome back. John, we've had a lot of great questions, but I'm going to take you back in time here because obviously I don't think anybody said so far. Thank you for your service. So we really appreciate that. Can you tell us if somebody wanted to go your route, how do they do it? If they're like, I'm going to join the Air Force, what do they do?
Yeah, that's a great question. See, when I came up through the ropes, I graduated, by the way, in 86 from St. Louis U, Parks College. Anyway, there was 2 active duty squadrons. Okay, there was out in Guam And then there was the one in Biloxi, and then there was the reserves. And I could not believe in 1988. I was like, there was no internet. You guys, youngsters, Brady, the whole world's different. I mean, the world that I started in is I don't even know. I'm in the Jetsons here. So anyway, they got rid of the active duty unit in Guam, and then they got rid of the active duty unit in Biloxi. And they tried to get rid of the reserve unit, and it was members of Congress, senators, and representatives from both parties. And they basically got a line item veto on it now. They can't get rid of this thing. And so there's the reserve unit. So what would I do if I was a youngster? Listen to Stormfront Freaks. I would go, there's 2 routes for recon. Well, NASA has a unit, which I don't really know much about the NASA unit in Houston, but the NOAA Hurricane Hunters, NOAA is a way you could go. They used to be in MacDill, and they're at Lakeland now. And the other one's the Biloxi, Keesler Air Force Base. Kate, I cannot remember her last name. Sorry, Kate. She runs the weather unit now. I mean, I retired in 2007. So, I mean, the world is just anyway. But anyway, they would love to meet a youngster who wants to do this. Okay. So what do you got to be good at? Geography, be able to read maps, communication skills. If you're not good at communicating, you have no chance. Multitasking.
Would they like to meet a 40-year-old that would like to do this?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Or 29, maybe.
Well, you guys actually have this panel. If you are a member of the press, you contact the public affairs unit at Keesler Air Force Base, and they'll get you on the list to go. And NOAA does the same thing. I don't really know the NOAA procedure down at Lakeland, but there's a way to get on there. I've flown with Dan Rather and Geraldo and
any of them
Skilling.
throw up.
Hey, by the way, Skilling is retiring. We flew with Skilling.
Oh, did you? No kidding.
And Chicago is retiring. Brother Tom.
Wow. So tell us who threw up. I want to know who threw up on the plane. Some of those folks.
Many people throwing. There's no shortage.
I
have never thrown up on the plane, but I don't.
How is that possible? That's amazing.
I don't go. There's a guy that's a prankster, John Fox. He brings tacos and enchiladas. I'm like,
ooh.
Dude, that's a recipe for disaster.
I mean, sushi. Literally. I'm like, sushi.
Oh my God.
If I smelled that just even before takeoff, it'd be
like, you're just inviting bad things. You know, what we didn't talk about is the low-level invest. Okay. The most difficult mission of all is not the hurricane. No.
Was it invest?
Yeah, it's called an invest. So you always hear this on TV, and the hurricane hunters are going to look into an area of disturbed weather, which I don't really even know what that means. Disturbed weather. I'm disturbed by that comment, but you go out and you fly into an area that they think there's a low-level surface. That's the key. Surface circulation. Okay. So you fly between 500 feet to 1,500 feet off the deck. And there's better air conditioning in the J. That's the best thing in the world.
Wow.
I used to die down there. And now my friend Val says, you're going to need a coat down there. I go, that's not possible.
So, John, that's low-level circulation, 500 to 1,500?
Yes.
That's considered.
Wow. And we read the surface winds. The surface winds. So we have the SFMR. Back in the old days, I read with my eyes. I had the pilots. I would buy them beers afterwards. Get your Buford scale out. And let's read the winds together, children. You know, if you've seen green patches, foam patches, whatever, if you think you see 30 knots, 40 knots, whatever, help me. I need help. You know, there's a lot going on. And in Invest, I have to take an obs every 15 minutes, every turn. And you're doing all kinds of weird patterns, Xbox patterns, Z patterns. So if you go, and then you got to deal with land. So like Cuba, you can't go within 12 miles of Cuba. Each country has their own little international border. So you have a lot to think about. You don't want the navigator, because you're a moron, don't know what you're doing, to have to turn the plane. Okay. You always got to be thinking. It's like chess. I'm here. I'm going to Maz. If I get to where Maz is and I have a southwest wind, I'll turn here. If I don't have a wind, I'll turn here. You know? So and the thing is, there could be nothing there. You don't know.
Yeah. Did you guys ever look down? You're like, hey, there's a boat down there. You know,
Yes.
get out of here.
I knew you were going
know?
to say that. I knew one of you guys. I flew, oh God, what was that? Odette. I flew this one hurricane in December, believe it or not, south of Dominican Republic. And we were busy. It was really turbulent too. And we looked down, there's a cruise boat. There's a cruise boat down there. And we were like, whoa, sucks to be them. So 3 months later, I saw one of my best friends. I said, well, what's going on? Jeff Garman, if he's listening. I said, what's going on? I said, oh, we've had a rough winter, blah, blah, blah. I said, what happened? He said, I said, it can't be as rough as my hurricane flight back in December. He said, oh, yes, it can. I was in that cruise boat that you probably saw. I was like,
oh no.
He said, everyone, no one was out of their cabin. Everyone's holding on to their bathroom.
Oh man, that's rough.
That's my worst nightmare, being on a cruise and something like that. That would be horrible because there's nothing you can do. I mean, it's not like you can go faster, you know? It's like, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck, ride the
once
waves.
in a while, we get a message from the Hurricane Center on the SATCOM that says, hey, the Coast Guard's interested. Can you go look right here, a certain area, see if we see. I think one time, we saw a large fishing boat that was in distress, and we said, yes, the boat is in distress, and we marked the lat lawn and sent it in, and you know, we can't help them. We can just tell them that yes, it's there, and pray they get okay. But I mean, you don't want to be in any of these storms. I mean,
no, I feel like that's like the worst combination. Like you're in the storm, you're like, oh my God, this is really bad. And the hurricane hunter flies over. I'd be like, well, shit.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like this is really bad.
Right. There are still ships getting trapped in storms, and even with all the technology we have, it's kind of crazy.
That one last year, you see that cruise boat go through that big that low off Hatteras?
Yeah. It's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know.
What is the purpose of having weather contractors who are telling you this is very bad here?
Yeah.
It's like, what's happening there? Are they ignoring them, or are the contractors bad? Like I don't know what's happening. Speaking of severe weather, though, you had a couple interesting storms your way, John. June 25th, 26th, I think, had some substantial Louisville storms down there. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, that was this year's been weird. Okay. So
That's
in March, we had the giant windstorm. We had 4 big windstorms. We had issued 3 high wind warnings in a span of 3 weeks. Unheard of.
Wow.
Unheard of. So we have that. And then we go to June, which we had 3 90+ mile per hour macro bursts and tornadoes in the same day on June 25th, 26th. So I think we had 3 tornadoes and a bunch of, I didn't survey those 2, but I think he found 90 to 103 areas.
Wow. Which
is unheard of to have. And that's 2.5 kilometers at least. It's in a bigger area. It's not just a small microburst. That was bad. And then let me get to the third one, which was August 7th, 8th. I've been here a long time. Like me and Maz have been around. I've had 1 tornado in 19 years here in my 60 counties. 1. Okay. A little EF0 a few years ago. You know, we don't have wind, right? We don't have wind in August in the South, Mid-South. We don't. Well, this August 7th and 8th, we had a very high anomalous wind field. I found one of them, I think we had 8 tornadoes. One of them was 30 miles on the ground, EF1 the whole time. 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh. Then it lifted briefly and had another 8-mile track. I've never seen that long a track. In fact, when you go back to the history of the ones, it's one of the highest long track ones. Not the biggest, but it's in the top 20%. And the media is like, why aren't you getting this out? Why aren't you getting it out? Because it was one of our problems for all my storm fronters is that I got the Ohio Valley has QLCSs. Okay. We get quasi-linear convective systems, and they're a pain in you know what, okay? And my brother and my sisters who are in Oklahoma who have these beautiful hooks, God bless you. That's nice that you can get a hook all the time. We did get one, of course, on December 10th, 11th of 21, the big track, the Mayfield that came into my area and the Bowling Green one. but we get a lot of QLCSs. So in the August 7th, 8th one, we had 5 tornadoes in one county.
Jeez.
Oh God.
And 3 of them were only, one was 1.5 miles from the other. People were giving me grief. I love that social media. These people are idiots. They don't know what they're doing on these surveys. They should be tar and feathered and burned to the cross.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we went out and surveying. I take it very seriously. And even June 25th, 26th, I'm not in a hurry. I'm trying to do what's right, not just to get it fast. And I mean, you're out there 12, 13, 14-hour days. They're longer than the hurricanes.
Wow.
So, I have a question for you, John, because it's in regards to. So I was out chasing that day, but I went north. Of Indianapolis.
Yep.
Primarily because I didn't want to deal with the terrain down in your neck of the woods.
Smart move.
But so tell me, how does that affect your surveying? That terrain and
that's
all
a great question, man. You set me up at the volleyball net. I feel a spike coming. So we one of my guys who may be listening, Dan McKimmey, the NOAA and the government is nervous. They're always nervous. They're nervous. Okay. I want drones. I've been wanting drones since the first time I heard the word drone. All right. Before drones, one of my forecasters, Brian Schuttmer, he recruited 42 pilots to fly storm tracks for us. I can't pay you, but I buy barbecue and a plaque out of my own money. Okay. And that was the initiator because Fujita, the master, did the 79 Wichita Falls, Texas tornado. All right. Most people don't know this. All right. I got to hear the master once. And everyone in the audience had a hard time hearing him, but we're all listening to every word he said. He could say any word, and I wanted to hear it. But anyway, when he did Wichita Falls, Terrible Tuesday, you might remember that mass. Terrible Tuesday, he originally rated it F5. Okay. He got an airplane flight, made a bunch of notes, went back to those 3 areas and made it a 4. So I always knew this in college that aerial was the way to go. So how do I deal with that terrain? We have drones now because we got a grant through NOAA, and we're one of the drone offices, mainly for hydrology to improve river forecasting. But I'm one of the pilots for the storm survey side. We are extending tracks because the road doesn't matter if the road ends. I have a drone. The width. I used to estimate with golf, and you guys golfers.
Oh, so yeah.
I'd go.
Not a
I
good
literally
one.
would do 7 iron, 150 yards. I'd walk it off, be 148. So I always go 3 iron, 7 iron, whatever. Drone just goes like this: point. Oh, it's 143.6 yards.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
So boom. So the drone is allowing us to do things we never saw coming, Phil, and we're doing a better job. And downbursts are a pain to survey on the ground because you lose. It's like the trees in the jungle and the forest, but the drone, you go up and you see, the whole thing spreading out. It's amazing.
Wow.
Well, we know what that sound is. Time now for our lightning round. And John, this is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions for our guests, which would right? We invite everyone to play along with us, including those in the chat. But tonight, we're going to be playing. What are we playing? You know what we're playing. 3 strikes and you're out of the woods. So you're going to do well at this game, just to let you know, by the way. So we're going to give you 3 clues. After each clue, you're going to decide if you could give us the answer to this. But there's a clue in the title, 3 strikes and you're out of the woods. All right. So we're going to give you a clue, and the freaks, if you can't get it after 3, we'll let you jump in unless you've had too much to drink, because pretty much anybody.
As you might have had too much to drink because you were still talking while we were playing the intro video to this video. So I think we missed the beginning of what you're talking about, but I'll fill in. So what this is, John, is your goal is to guess a famous TV or movie animal, like cartoon animal.
Bugs Bunny.
Stuff like that. Yep, it has something. Probably, as Maz said, probably has something to do with in the woods. So we know you're a woodsy guy. You just got back from Nova Scotia and all that kind of stuff. So Maz is going to give you one clue at a time. There's a total of 3 clues, but one clue at a time. You can see if you can guess this famous TV or movie cartoon animal, and we'll just see if you can how many clues it takes to get.
I might need 100, but go ahead.
Now, Phil, is that like, does it live in the woods, or could it qualify as being able to walk through the woods at one point in its life? Like what,
Bigfoot is not one of the answers to any of these, I guess. So
you know that's real. I just saw a video on Twitter and they saw
that
out of the flight. Yeah, it's like it's real.
So bad.
I thought Bigfoot was next week's guest.
Yeah, that's you're not supposed to say that yet. All right, Maz, go ahead. You got it.
All right, so our first clue is bear. B-E-A-R, bear. Do you have a guess for us?
Yogi Bear.
That would be a no. Second guess, Disney. Disney.
Oh, Big Bear.
Good clue. Bear, Disney.
I'm gonna need help.
All right,
Brady, help me, Brady.
hang on. Third guess,
more hint.
Christopher Robin.
Oh, I know where you're going. I can't think of it.
Yeah, you can.
No. Buzz me. Go ahead.
All right, Brady.
Is it Brother Bear?
No.
Wow.
Winnie the Pooh.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have known that. I loved Winnie the Pooh.
I thought this was going to be a whole lot easier.
Sorry.
Hey, I'll be honest. I wouldn't have got that one
bears.
unless Josh Burnham didn't say it.
Perhaps we shouldn't.
And there's a lot of bears
to ask you,
out
John,
there.
what are you drinking tonight?
Winnie the Pooh. I forget he's a bear. Yeah.
All right.
Barely.
All right. Next question. First clue: rabbit.
Bugs Bunny.
Good job.
There you go.
I used to do the
clue was-
impressions of all the Looney Tunes, like Marvin the Martian. I love
Let's hear
Looney
it.
Tunes.
Yeah, you got to do one now.
Hold on, we got to have him
Bugs.
do
Can
it.
you do bugs? Do
Stormfront
bugs.
Freeze.
I can't do
You do
bugs.
bugs.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's
can
got to
do-
give the Stormfront
I'll do
Freeze
one.
in
Ready?
voice.
I did this on a live press conference in Louisville, and I got a lot of flack for this. Because the mayor of Louisville says to me, well, how cold is it going to be with the polar vortex? First of all, he says, am I allowed to say polar vortex? I'm like, it's been there since Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
It wasn't just found. But anyway, he says, well, how cold is it going to be, John? I said, to quote Foghorn Leghorn, it's going to be colder than a nudist on an iceberg. That was on the front page of the Courier Journal, and I got a little grief for that.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Bill Video, come here.
That's a true story.
I missed that.
man.
Oh my gosh.
You're among
All
your
right, shall
people,
we
man.
Shall we move on to number 3?
Sorry, I
All right.
distracted you.
Question 3. First clue: moose.
Oh, God.
Rocky Bullwinkle.
Good job. Good job.
Oh,
I
his
gotta ask
name's
Brady.
not Rocky. I almost gave you the
Well-
buzzer on that, Mr. Moose Man.
Okay.
I have
It's
never heard
Bullwinkle. It's not Rocky.
I know
Bullwinkle.
that, but
all right, I just
never heard that.
I
This-
take people on vacations to see moose. I kid you not.
No, I've seen your feed. Your
Me and
Twitter
Brian
feed.
Brett Schneider are the mooseologists.
Are we sure it isn't Meese? I thought it was Meese. I thought the
It might be meese. We could argue about that over a few drinks.
All right.
Brian.
Fourth question. First clue: bird.
Tweety.
Oh,
Good guess. Good guess. Second clue: Universal Pictures.
this is a trick question.
Universal Pictures. Bird. Buzz me.
All right. Final clue: woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
I can't do it. That's great. Oh man.
All right. Okay. I don't know if Brady is gonna get some of these here, but all right. Next question.
Probably
Heard
not.
one of these.
First clue: insect.
Oh.
something fly.
That would be
I was going to say McFly. That was from Back to the Future.
Right. Second clue, Disney.
Oh yeah. I think I know it.
Brady's micro. Is that on your lap, Brady? I just want to know. Is your microphone?
No, it's down. Here we go.
That's
There
the
we
third
go.
one.
Third clue, when you wish upon a star.
Oh, I got it now.
Having a brain fart. I know who it is. I can't think of it.
Okay, somebody help him out.
Jiminy Cricket.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was
Yeah.
chimney.
No, it's
Are we sure it isn't
Chimney.
Chimney.
That's
Chimney?
chimney. And
Yeah, I
not
could
I
see
always
it.
said chimney, so.
I could see it.
That's
Just
Mary
couldn't do it.
Poppins.
Cricket, mini cricket.
All right, here we go. Next one, bear.
Again.
Again?
Well,
Again.
I'm not Winnie the Pooh. Who's the Yogi Bear? The only bears I know.
There
it is
we
Yogi
go.
Nice.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, Boo Boo
Good
Bear.
job. Good job.
And
Yep.
Jellystone
Awesome.
National Park.
Big basket. All right, next one. First clue, skunk.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew.
Boom. That one I did know.
Brady, stop playing with your
go.
microphone, dude. What are you
Wait,
doing?
what do you
You're
mean?
I don't
That's
know.
not
You're
me.
okay.
Is it
Someone's
That is not
mic
me.
arm has got microphone arm with springs on it or something. I hear dinging around.
I actually heard that too, so that wasn't me.
Now you now you know what MJ goes through.
Here go. Yeah.
This is angry Phil. All right, next last question. Here we go. First clue, deer.
Deer. Buzz me. Deer.
The one.
Deer.
Second clue sounds familiar. Disney.
You guys on my Disney.
I think I know it.
Okay, this is the final clue on this one
Right,
now.
I'm trying. Help me out, Brady.
Thumper.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You got it.
Disney film. I see it.
You got it. Come on, John. You got it.
No, I don't. My mind. It's been a long day. Did 3 appraisals
You're
today.
still blown away by Skelling retiring. That's what it is.
I had 444 emails when I returned and
That
3
is-
appraisals today. Who was
That's
it?
anxiety. That's anxiety. That's finest right there. That's
All right, Brady. Who is it? Bambi.
Bambi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew it was so obvious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Brain dead.
Awesome. Well, mostly great job on that one, John. So
C. Get me a C. Fee for complete.
Hey, John, you did a lot better job than me. I only got that one.
but thanks for playing along. Hey, John. So people want to know, where can we find you on social media? Where are some of those places?
I'm at Mamatus Man. Remember, Mamatus is the only cloud that forms downward. So if you would like to learn about moose, weather trivia, and some my commentary on different things, I sent you a link.
Sorry, that's my bad.
John, that's such a great Twitter handle. I just gotta give it to you right. I mean, that's just.
I may not know
first night
Bambi,
you had
but I know
to do
Mamatus
that,
Man.
you know, I love that.
Yeah, I put on some interesting things. I sent you that one link of my most annoying video earlier.
Yes, I got that.
The
Can't
guy
wait to see
driving in
it.
Brazil on the bridge.
Yeah, we'll hit on that in just a second.
Yeah, so I'm a modest man, and especially for my weather enthusiasts, I help a lot of young people in weather. So if you're a youngster, wants to get in weather, wants some advice, give me a holler.
Nice. That's awesome.
John,
cool.
is that-
All right. Oh, go
Is
ahead,
that
Mass.
We're getting older. Is that Mamatus Man? Because everything kind of starts to look like that.
Yeah,
Or what?
basically everyone goes downhill like me. I can't remember Bambi. My mind is out. Yeah, so a Mamatus is just a cool cloud. People send me Mamatus pictures from Spain and Australia and all over, and it's just a
And
cool
they look so
cloud.
different.
You know, I like
Nice.
weird clouds anyway. That one website, What's This Cloud, or the Cloud Appreciation Society, I love all that stuff.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to go
We're-
ahead and we're going to take our final break. But don't forget, you can find Stormfront Freaks merchandise exclusively at helicity.com. So So Helicity is the dream store for weather geeks, from t-shirts to drink containers. View our entire Stormfront Freaks catalog and more at helicity.co, the weather superstore for the freak in you. All right, cool. So stay tuned. We're coming back with our hashtag weather fools.
We're getting it.
Sweet. Yeah, this
It's not the same as when
this is
Phil's
so hard.
Frank.
This is so hard doing what MJ has to do, trying to keep up with all this stuff.
Hey,
Bumpy flight.
We're
I feel
chugging
like I
right
know.
along.
I felt like
Good job, John. You did pretty good actually on those cartoon characters.
My
it was
mind.
really good.
But you knew some of those, like you could tell that you knew it. But
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
you're just
God, my
like,
dang brain.
I can't think this hard.
I'm just,
This
yeah.
is a terrible thing.
You know, email. I did something I've never done. I did no email
Wow.
on vacation, and I knew today was you're gonna pay the piper. Everyone pays the piper.
Dude, 400 emails. That would be. I mean,
It's just
if I see 10,
disheartening.
I get stressed. Yeah,
It's just disheartening. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So Cowboy Steve Collier just says he's late to the party, but he just got here. We got Josh Burnham back there. He knew Bambi. He figured that out, but he probably was Googling it. So that's
I knew Bambi. I couldn't think it. Anyway,
that's funny.
I was almost like forest fire. Big fire.
All right. So I'm going to pull up. So John, do you want to stick around as we go through Weather Fools? And because
Awesome.
you got one, obviously, so good.
He's got one. Yeah.
Can you show that video of mine?
Yep, I will show that. And then Brady, did you just throw one up all of a sudden?
If you need one, I was gonna say if we don't have enough, but if we're good, then that's
I saved a couple too, just in case.
Woman awoke.
Brady, that can be ours. That video in Brazil is it's incredulous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I was literally watching it right when you pinged. I was like, I almost said something during the podcast. I'm like, that's crazy. Just don't understand people.
That's nuts. Hey, you mentioned John. You mentioned Brett. I just spaced his last name. Brett Bambi. No.
Hurricane Brett.
No.
Yeah, you were saying you and him talk about Moose.
Oh yeah.
He's someone we should have on the show someday.
Who's that?
The guy you were saying you talk about the Moose with.
Oh,
You
Brian
guys-
Brett Schneider. He is amazing.
I follow him on Twitter.
When I met him, I felt like my brother had finally met my brother from another mother. This guy is a great social media graphics knowledge. He
Yeah.
would be a great guest for you guys. Highly recommend.
Yeah. We'll have to reach out to you to make the connection, because I follow him on Twitter. His content is top notch. It's awesome. It's he's definitely worth a follow. He'd be really fun to have.
I'm going to go up to Alaska to see my buddy in Juneau, and I'm just going to fly up to Anchorage. And I said, I want to go hiking with you, and I want to see creatures, large creatures that are taller than me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's
now
a
you're
great
going
guy.
to introduce us. You're going to introduce us to skilling too. You're going to get a skilling, right?
I can if you want me to reach out to him. I mean, I haven't talked to Tom in a while. I cannot believe he's retiring. I'm telling you, for everyone listening to this, he is the top 3 of my career. Ted Fujita, Tom Skilling, and I think the person who made the biggest impact.
Thank you. I appreciate that, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. is,
Wow.
Rich Grum, who did
I
all
don't
the
know Rich.
ensembles. We none of us was with before Rich Grum. He didn't.
Okay.
I mean, he changed. All 3 of those guys changed things dramatically.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay, so let's figure out who's Brady. You're introducing Weather Fools. So just a reminder, here's what we'll do when we come out of break. I'm going to play the Pecos Hank video with the guest audio plug, and then I will play the Weather Fools video. So Brady, unmute yourself so that you can come in during that. I'll play the applause as well. And then what order do you want to go in, Brady? Everyone's got one except Maz, and I don't.
I actually have 2, but I don't have to do them. Seriously.
Let's go Maz, Phil.
Oh, I don't have his. What, Maz? You actually have them now?
I actually had 2 just in case, because we were
Uh,
short on people tonight. So I was
Got
like,
it. Well, shoot.
Well, that's okay. Seriously, we don't have to worry about it.
No, take one of you. Give me one of them. I don't want to like miss a time that you actually have a weather fool and we're not going to show it.
I can save it. It's not like it's timely or anything like that. It could
can you copy the link in the chat and I'll just
probably hang on.
Take one of them and.
I remember when I was on the show last time. Mine was Al Roker hitting the pavement from the hurricane. If you guys remember that.
Ooh.
Hit it? No. Oh,
I'm gonna have to go back and
I
look
remember
that
that happening now. Yeah.
During Wilma, the cameraman's holding onto his leg, and all of a sudden he yells to Matt Lauer, "Don't you wish you had your weight back on?" And then he hits the pavement full throttle with his head, and everyone's like, and Roker's like, "I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay."
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
So, Maz, this is a compilation, it looks like.
Yeah, it's just, right. I have to tell you exactly where it is. It's at 3:40, and it only goes for like 10 seconds. So, yeah, it's a compilation. If you started at 3:40, you'll see there's a couple people. There's actually 3 people on an elevator.
Oh, they're not running out in the hail?
Oh, well, when you open it up, the door,
promising.
there's a tornado.
Spoiler alert.
That's not a 340. Did you give me the right one?
Yeah, it's 347. Keep going, 349. So it starts at 340. I guess it goes all the way to 358. Yeah.
I see at exactly 340 on the video you sent me called People versus Mother Nature.
Yeah.
At 340, it's a car going through a river. And then at
is?
342, it's some dude out in a hailstorm.
Oh, then that's not it. We'll save mine then for another time because I got to find out exactly where it is. It says 340 on mine. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah,
I'd have you share your screen, but we probably, I don't know how much time we have tonight.
Just save it. We'll save it.
Okay. So,
okay. All right. So, Brady, we've got one for you, one for Serena, and one for John. So what order?
I pasted the order in the chat. I just Serena, John, Phil, Brady.
John. Okay, John. No, I don't have one. Serena, Brady. Okay.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Yeah, we'll do Serena, John, Brady.
Oh my God.
Cool.
Ladies always go first in my book.
Ladies first, exactly.
Serena, John. No, that's good. That's good. All right, and then it's episode 194 show notes at stormfrontfreaks.com. Someone keeps hitting their mic. Who is that?
John, I just watched the video. That video.
Oh, okay. Insane. Oh, no. All right, forget it.
You saw the video?
That is it.
Okay, so Brady, after you say episode 194 show notes, stormfrontfreaks.com, I will play the Freak Fan Box video. Serena, did you get?
Yep, I've got your 4 emails.
I'll
have to read them right off my phone. I couldn't print them, but I've got them right here in front of me.
So the first one is from Paige, and it's a photo she took a photo of our orange car chasing in Clovis, New Mexico. Nice. So I will show that photo.
Okay, thank you.
The second one is Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a tweet, says once more Trollbot. Third one is Nicholas WX. Wants to get some merch. And then the fourth one is good old Josh Burnham. Made a comment, love the show.
Hey, Phil.
Cool.
I know you've been blaming Brady. Are you hearing this?
No. It's like it's got to be someone's, because it sounds like springs, like it's someone's mic arm or something that's when you tap it kind of goes ding.
Mouse click or something. So
no.
Okay. No. I don't know what that is then.
It's like a spring ding.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
So it's like a cymbal, like a gong.
A little bit.
That's a reference. That's a reference to
a Gong Show. That's a classic.
Gong Show, yes.
So let me put these in order. So we're going Serena.
It's an Office reference.
John, Brady.
I know that too.
I got them in order.
Phil,
that was so popular.
You can either play mine wherever, or do you want to start it at like 50, 51 seconds?
You tell me where. Yeah, let me go back.
Yeah, do it like 50 or 51.
50 or 51 seconds. Okay.
Mine is very short. How long is mine, Brady? 15
Yours,
seconds?
yours is like probably 40 seconds.
40
but
seconds.
I kind of want to watch the whole thing.
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
Then they have to go to episode 194. Look at the show notes.
Yeah. Start John's from the beginning. You can start from mine from the beginning.
Okay.
All right.
God, this is gonna. Okay.
You got this, Phil.
I have a lot more respect for MJ right now.
I'm
Holy
impressed,
cow.
Phil. You are really the
You're
man.
killing- I don't usually do this behind the scenes stuff, John. This is not my bag.
Phil, I got a lot more respect for you too, just to let you know.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna play Drive Under the Moon, play the sound bit, and then Weather Fools and Brady, you're unmuting coming in.
Good to go.
Oh, and then I didn't finish. So Serena, Freak Fan Box, unmute
it.
yourself. You'll do that, and then Maz, you've got the close.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we'll play the end credits, and then we'll come back and have our after party.
Woo.
Sound good?
We got this.
So here we go. You guys ready?
John was like, I have to get up early tomorrow. I don't know.
I'm
Here we
good.
go.
This is the
Here we
best
go.
part, then better.
What's up, Doc? It's me, Bugs Bunny, and this show is gonna make your ears stand up straighter than Elmer, but when he spots a rabbit, I'm talking about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Let's take a drive under the somber sky. Let's take a drive under the moon.
Welcome back to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Who am I? I'm Brady. Who are we? We're the Stormfront Freaks. What kind of segment is this? This is Weather Fools. We're going on the web, the dark web, as Phil likes to say. We're looking for, videos, whatever we can find, maybe clips of Bugs Bunny. I'm not sure how we got him to endorse our podcast, but that's pretty cool. But anyway, we're going on the internet looking for people that did something that was not so smart, and it deals with the weather. And we made laugh a little bit at their expense. So, guys, I think we have a couple of good weather fools tonight. Serena, ladies first. Who is your weather fool tonight?
So I've got a compilation here that will show you. It's just like this entire fail series of weather fools, which is pretty great. But my absolute favorite one is this door that is spinning out of control in high wind. And it goes on to do more things, but like a drone crashing in a volcano and stuff like that. But you'd think like the spinning doors, the revolving doors would have a locking mechanism on them of some kind. I don't know why this one doesn't. It spins out of control so fast that you actually see glass break on this thing. Like it's like a wind turbine. I don't know what's going on with it, but I thought it was pretty awesome. The whole video is great, but that's the highlight.
Wow, that is crazy. And you had the guys just kind of casually mopping off the left-hand side. They're like, there's some water in here. It's like someone hold the door. Someone, pull a Game of Thrones and hold the door, But
there you go. And lots of people
crazy.
falling through ice. Like it's just, trust me, guys, this is a good one.
Wow, that is a good one. That's a compilation of a lot of weather fools. I saw there was one that there was one where someone was taking a video of a volcano and it just crashed to the ground. So that's awesome. This is definitely a must-see compilation of weather fools, and all these people are weather fools. Oh, that guy almost just got struck by lightning. Oh my god!
I'm telling you, this is gold, guys.
That is crazy. Well, that's Serena. You brought the house today. This is a lot of weather fools in one. So I think people are gonna have to check it out to see what this video is all about. John, I also understand you have a weather fool today. Who is your weather fool?
This is the fool of Brazil. If you ever wondered who the fool of Brazil was, this person went across. What is TADD? Storm fronts. Turn around, don't drown. Never drive through a flooded road. He's like, well, I'm above water. I'm on a bridge. I'm fine. You're not fine.
I can't believe he made it through that.
He went through it, and literally the minute he got to the other side, the bridge collapsed.
Oh,
he is the luckiest person in Brazil and should be on his hands and knees and repenting. There it goes. Hasta la vista.
Jeez.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Just never, ever, ever, ever drive through a flooded stretch of road.
Yeah, I mean, especially a bridge.
Or a river.
I mean, literally a bridge is like the trifecta of, it's flooded and it's also a bridge. like, what do we think is going to happen? I mean, that is absolutely insane. If you're on that bridge when, in a car and that thing collapses, I mean, good luck. You're done.
You know, there's just everything, those things where they always, the demotivators, instead of leadership, they go anti-leadership. This is like the anti-video of stupidity.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
I think this might be, we've been doing this segment for a long time. This might be one of the stupidest turnaround, don't drown water clips that we've seen, because this is a whole new level. It's on a bridge. I mean, literally a flooded bridge. It doesn't get any worse than that.
Right.
You know what, though? You can't be late for work these days. I'm just saying.
Well, when you need your morning coffee, that's what you'll do.
Oh, man. At that point, I just call the office and say, you know what? The bridge just cave out. I don't think I'm making it in today. I think I'm
He's like, Dunks is on the other side.
But thanks for letting me share that. That's just, folks, just don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that at all. John, you brought the house tonight, just like Serena. And I'll finish things off and this was actually last night in Clearwater, Florida. They had some tornadoes roll through, and this is someone who's filming the tornado. And this is the middle of the night, and they're on like maybe the 10th or 11th floor, and they're just, the tornado's kind of casually coming at them. You can't really see it. You can kind of see it when there's some power flashes. And there you go.
Yeah.
And they're just filming it, and I'm just like, I would be freaking out. I'd be getting off of the balcony, going inside, like going into a shelter, because that was a serious tornado. That wasn't just a water spout. That was an actual tornado that was coming ashore. And people, I'm sure down in that part of the country, they've seen some tornadoes, but it's not that normal to see that kind of tornado. So I bet they didn't, they just didn't know what to do.
That's a little close for comfort, man.
Yeah. Yeah. When you see the power flashes, that's sign to get to shelter, people. But guys, we will have all of these at stormfrontfreaks.com. Look in the show notes section and look for show 194.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You've got mail, baby, yeah.
Yeah, you do have mail. We've got mail. We're going to open the Freak fan box and take a look. Tagged us in or sent to us. We always love hearing from you guys. So we're going to kick things off, I think, with Paige tonight. So Paige sent us a photograph from Clovis. Wonderful Clovis. Has anybody here ever heard of Clovis?
I've been to Clovis.
Yeah,
I've been to Clovis.
Okay, cool.
I'm so glad we were there.
I'm so glad we were there too. Yeah, Clovis was like the Groundhog's Day of chasing this year for some reason. And so Paige sent us this really awesome photo of the Orange Crush in front of this awesome lowering here. Look at this. Check this out. So awesome.
All cloud.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you so much, Paige, for sending that to us. That's really awesome. Then we've got Marvin the Martian. I guess he wasn't one of the Woods clues, so we didn't get to include him in our game show tonight. But Marvin the Martian on Twitter said, need more #weather trollbot at Stormfront Freaks. So thanks, Marvin the Martian. We need more of that too. So thanks for tagging us and letting us know. We always love hearing from you guys.
That tweet was also at 3:49 a.m. at night. So they were really hankering for some, for some trollbot there.
When you get a trollbot craving, man, no judgment. No judgment. Next, we've heard from Nicholas. Yeah, change your name. Nicholas WX saying, hey, I enjoy y'all's podcast. Can't wait to get a hold of some y'all's merch. So that's awesome. So go to helicity.co. All the merch you totally can there. And then last but definitely not least, we've got Josh Burnham. And he's always giving us some great comments and posting with us as well. He replied the other night after one of our last shows, said, love the show tonight. Brant was hilarious. That is accurate. So yes, that's what we got.
Josh, if you ever don't love the show, it's okay. We don't need to know.
He loves us. He loves us. I know he loves us. So go ahead and say, send us emails, reach out to us, find us at stormfrontfreaks.com. Tag us. We love to hear from you guys, and maybe we'll feature you on an upcoming Freak Fan Box.
Excellent. Well, that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks Live. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Before we announce the guest of our next episode, do us a favor If you like our show, hit the follow, subscribe button, and help us get discovered by sharing your favorite episode on social media. Okay, freaks, how can people find you and find your content on social media?
All right, I'll go first, and then I'll kick it off to somebody else. I'll just jump in. Why not? Everything for me is Weather Serena, WXCYRENA. I'm on Twitter. You can't pay me to say X, Instagram, Facebook, and especially on TikTok. Let's
Brady.
see. Yeah,
I'll go next. Sure, why not? You can find me on Twitter at Brady Harris WX, and then on Instagram at Columbus Weather with Brady.
Awesome. Phil.
Yeah, I'm usually, I haven't really been on social media a whole lot in the last couple months, but when I'm usually on, it's on Twitter at Stormfront Freak.
Awesome. And you can find me on X. Just to buck the old the rest of the crew. Yeah, I'm at Money Storm, the number 4 and the letter U. Money Storm for you. So hey, special thanks to our guest for tonight, John Gordon. Let's hear it for John. Awesome. So glad having you on again. You're excellent. So
thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Our next episode, former EMT and now Storm Chaser for 10 years, Vince Welty will be joining us and sharing some video, including the Iowa EF4 he captured. Get this, a quarter mile away from the base. That's just crazy. Stormfront Freaks will be live Thursday, October 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on YouTube, and the audio podcast will be available that weekend as well. So for Serena, Brady, Phil, John, myself, John Boy, Grandma, everybody, we're signaling the all clear for tonight, and we will catch you all next time.
All right, good night, everybody.
Peace.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. You can watch our bi-weekly show live on youtube.com/StormfrontFreaks and download the audio version on your favorite podcast player. For links to our Patreon team of exclusive benefits, show notes, past shows, new videos, merchandise, and more, visit our website at stormfrontfreaks.com. While you're there, check out our interactive chaser radar from our friends at zoomradar.com. If you'd like to contact us with questions or make comments about the show, shoot us an email to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Search for Stormfront Freaks. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time and tell a friend about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Awesome.
Thanks, John.
Bravo.
That was so good to have you back.
Thanks for having me, guys. I enjoyed it.
I didn't realize you just got back.
Yeah, I came. I had 3 reminders. I flew back Tuesday night on Southwest. I take the ferry. It was the last day of the ferry from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia South, to Bar Harbor, and then do the Southwest Shuffle out of Portland. But I go every year. You guys were asking me before the show. I go every year. Next year, I'm going to do 2 trips. I'm taking a group of 6 in August to go to Prince Edward Island. And then I'm taking a group of 6 in October to go back to Nova Scotia.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm going to try to buy a house up there. That's the next goal.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So are you like a tour guide then, or are you doing photography or what? Okay.
I just take friends up there. I want them to see the Bay of Fundy.
Pretty cool.
So friends
Do you take them? Do you take them out where you like can let them stand there and see how quickly it changes?
Yeah, and I was there for Felipe. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, what was that like?
You know, the Hurricane Center wants to quibble over, is it tropical? Is it post-tropical? Is it, I don't, they have all these.
Windy. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't freaking matter. So if you get 55 miles an hour, don't give a crap what it's called. It's wind. It's something.
Windy.
Yeah.
We had 9 hours of 40. I think the peak wind in Yarmouth was 54. It was like 40-ish to 50 most of the night. I loved it.
What happened in the Bay of Fundy, though? Because I remember seeing that the right front quadrant of the circulation was going to be coming straight up, basically the Bay of Fundy, and I wasn't sure how the timing with the tides is. Did anything interesting happen?
No, it was right in the middle of between the low and the high.
Well, damn it.
They lucked out.
Fine.
Look at Serena showing off.
I'm impressed that you knew Digby. I knew you were okay when you knew Digby. Most people don't know that.
My husband and I honeymooned in Nova Scotia. I'm in New Hampshire.
Did you really? No way.
Amazing.
Where we honeymooned. Yeah, we like camped for 7 days. We just went up to the Cape Breton side, put our motorcycles and bicycles in a back of a pickup truck and a tent, parked the truck, and just rode bikes and motorcycles around and like took our time and slept on the beach where we wanted and like just
That's so cool.
Whatever we wanted for a week, and it was awesome.
And you see where Reed Timber went to Yarmouth? I was stunned for Lee. He went there for
Oh, did he really?
He did.
See that.
Like, wow, you really are hardcore. The Nova Scotians had a freak out seeing that vehicle.
Yeah, I bet. What did he put that on? Get that on the ferry? Like, how does he?
I don't know that. I wondered how. I
drive it
assumed
there?
he took the ferry out of Bar
Lord.
Harbor. That was my guess.
Do you do the ferry out of Bar Harbor? Because when we went up, we did the ferry out of.
Drive 9.5 hours.
Yeah, but it still goes to Yarmouth, right?
Yarmouth, right in the south.
We do the ferry from Portland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bar Harbor. Can't get there from here.
Bar Harbor.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
A lot of booze.
Dan
made it.
Hey.
Good to see you,
How are
Dan.
you?
How's it going?
Hi, Dan.
Fancy. Good to see you, sir. Fancy, seeing y'all here. I was flipping through TikTok and then y'all popped up. So.
No way.
I don't know how.
Are we on TikTok?
I didn't know. I didn't put us on TikTok. That's Serena's bag. That's her deal.
Dan's got a sense of humor that only I get, apparently.
He does.
Thank you,
know,
Dan.
he's got
You don't have enough monitors behind you either, Dan.
Yeah, I need one more.
I'm gonna get a second stack right above.
Oh, see, I'd love that. I've tried. I only got 3, so I need to. You need to teach me how to do what you're doing.
God, 10 would be cool. Wrap around.
Well, thanks again, John. We appreciate you.
I was going to ask one trivia. I'll give you a trivia to use for a question, Maz. Okay.
Okay.
What's the all-time 1-hour rainfall record in America? And it happened in 42 minutes. How many inches fell in 42 minutes?
Is that in Colorado?
Nope.
It's got to be somewhere tropical, right?
Yeah. And
No,
it's not in the
recent?
southeast.
It happened in the 40s in Holt, Missouri. How much fell in Holt, Missouri in 42 minutes?
42 minutes.
6 inches.
I'm gonna say
more.
Go crazy and say 10.
12 inches.
That is
Holy cow.
crazy.
And they AMS on that whole thing. Oh, I mean, that's what I was hoping you'd do. I'm like, you bring weather trivia, baby. Bring my
Hey, here's the scoop, John. I'll be honest with you. I used to do weather trivia with people,
and they don't know anything.
Well, I realized, no, it's not so much that, but I realized it's kind of putting people on the spot.
I got
it. And it's putting their, like if I came to you with, WFO Louisville trivia, and then you were like, oh, shit, I don't.
How much snow falls in Louisville? Well, hell, I don't know.
I mean, he had trouble with Bambi, so.
I know. I saw Bambi. I saw
out.
the little dots. I'm like,
yeah, so I cut that out. We don't really do weather trivia.
That's a good weather trivia.
The biggest weather trivia we do is hurricane or supermodel. Where we give you a name and you have to decide, was that a real hurricane or that's about as close
Which one
as
has
we
been
get
retired? Now. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
So anyway, you were awesome. It's so good
Thanks,
to chat
guys.
with you again.
Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good
Thanks,
night.
John.
Peace.
We'll talk to you soon, John. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He's
funny.
Yeah,
He's great, dude.
character,
John is
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
He is a Bay of Fundy. Yeah.
a bit. That's good. Cool. All right. I don't really have anything. I was gonna do Dan. I was gonna do the drawing tonight between you and Angela for the trip to the summit.
I thought others were here. So.
But she wasn't here. Yeah, and Garrett couldn't make it. His mom, I think it was his mom. Something happened. Yeah, mom's hip issue.
No.
So he's taking care of her. Yep. So Garrett, if you're watching or whatever,
Think about you,
Mr.
Garrett.
Garrett.
prayers and love to you and your mom.
Bye,
Yeah.
and Angela. We miss you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all right. Cool.
All right, Phil, never take time off, or MJ, never take time off again.
Nope,
right?
I agree.
No. Hey, it was a great show, guys. It was a great show.
No, it was a great show. I
was a
just
good
got to
show.
cut. I had my finger over a video to play on my touchpad, and then I must have just touched it because the Weather Fools video started playing. I was like,
Yeah, it popped up a little early, but
yeah. So
Well, thank God Weather Serena was involved in
Screwed
this
that
too,
up.
because you bail us out. You have the best voice too, just to let you know.
thank you. Oh,
She starts talking, and you're like, "Oh, that's so good."
That's
Yeah, WX Serena is really great.
Phil, you would have laughed. So I've been sick like for the past couple of days, and you can't really can't see it. Like my eye was like swollen shut. Like I've been rough.
Oh my gosh.
And then 10 minutes before look, it's like it's better now, but it was like literally swollen shut yesterday. I'm still alive.
shit.
Great.
Yeah.
And then
I can shut
about
it off.
15 minutes. So it was like 8:45. We lost our power. And so my husband's like, guess you're not doing the show tonight. And I'm like, I don't have a choice tonight. Like it was like one thing after another, but I didn't want to freak you out or tell you. And so the generator has like been running, and I'm like trying to keep my eye open.
No! Oh my
It's
God!
been
You are a warrior.
Dude,
I love
it's
you.
been funny.
I
Yeah,
love
we
you.
made it
What do you
work.
have for a generator?
I don't know.
Probably a Generac.
It is a
Is it a
Generac.
Generac? Is it a whole house?
Yeah. And it's great because it's got the auto on and off, though we keep that off generally. So I was literally sitting here prepping, which is why I couldn't print the things that you sent me before for the
Got
free
it.
fan box. Because all of a sudden I was
Oh,
like sitting
man.
here, see them coming in, and like we literally go black. I'm like, well, that's.
And we
that's
didn't.
good.
I didn't notice anything about your eye until you just said it.
No.
Yeah,
Well, I
I didn't
know.
either. I didn't either. Yeah.
I know it's better now, but it's like it's all puffy under. Like I feel I look
Were
like
you
shit,
rubbing
but it's
it?
fine.
If you rub it, that'll happen.
No, like it.
I thought
it's-
rubbing it
was-
helps. I thought.
No,
Nah,
it
I've been on
causes your,
antibiotic
ducts to-
drops for 2 days now.
Oh,
and
that's
it's finally
crazy.
making it better. Like it was bad.
Oh, how you feeling now? Any
This
better, or-
morning I felt awful. This afternoon I kind of turned a corner and rallied. So I'm like, yeah.
What'd
I
you
didn't drink
have?
tonight though. I never opened my beer, which is kind of a shame because
Ah,
now I can't use this one again.
It's expired.
I'm sure.
Well, I can't be like, ooh, I have Thunder Funk, and everyone will be like, you had that last
You
time.
had that
Yeah, what's
last-
it taste like? I don't know.
It tasted like water tonight.
Well, Serena, you're a trooper because just so
man.
everybody else knows, Serena wasn't actually going to be able to make this episode. Period. She
Oh.
said maybe, and that's the only part of the door I needed open to go. Serena, we need you because otherwise it's Maz and Brady, and I'm behind the scenes, and this is not going to go well.
Oh,
He said it was a
God.
sausage fest otherwise, so I was like, all right. All right.
You Maz and Maz, just me and you, just riffing back and forth. No one to ground us, 'cause
There's
Phil's
no real
just kinda-
questions being asked.
We're just,
You
we're
guys
just
are
going
just
back and forth, doing
chatting.
like one-liners.
No, it was a good show. No, everyone did great. Maz, you were,
Yeah, it was-
you were,
it was
you were
fun.
good,
That's
like
good.
host and maitre d.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
what you
guys
call
did
that.
do awesome. You guys
It was
did great
good.
with the questions, and everyone's gotten really good over these years of when someone gets going on a topic, you stay with the topic and you don't come in from left field with something unrelevant or that's kind of where we were at episodes 1, 2, 3. We're doing these vintage shows now, so what I'm doing is on the off weeks I'm finding some old stuff and combining just a portion of this episode and a portion of that episode and putting them together. I'm watching some of these, and I was just like, oh, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We have come a long way.
I need to watch or listen to a few of those. My free time right now is limited. I need to go back and check some of those out.
It is interesting. Yeah. So, all right,
It's
I'm going to end the
entertaining.
stream so everybody can say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody. Josh and
Bye,
Steve
everybody.
that were on too. So, see you guys.